Okay, so it is the 19th today. Hopefully gonna get finished catching up on stuff. I think I got through the 16th for editing yesterday, and then people wanted to use the computer to play games, and so I couldn't finish things, which was fine because I had to do Meg's birthday cake, so I need to do ganache today, and then we'll have it after school. Yeah, it's really cold again in the house today because it is not super cold outside. It is warm outside, like 50, which isn't super warm, but whatever. Apologies, my work phone keeps dinging about messages, but I'm going to try my best to ignore it. But there is a thing I'm waiting on someone to talk to me about. So I'm just going to open my Advents really quick, and then I have a couple of things I need to do today. So I want to wash bras, which has to be like hand washing. So I want to get that done. I now need to rip back my scrap witchery blanket. So I don't know what I did on it, but I noticed that about 2 or 3 rows down, I messed something up with the fisherman's rib. I tried to drop down and pick back up the stitches. I didn't lose any stitches, but I don't think I fully fixed what was wrong. So I'm going to lock myself in a room and pull the needle out and very slowly peel it back, because on the wrong side rows, you just knit across. So there are rows where it is all a purl. So it should be, in the operative word here, be possible to frog it back, as long as I frog it back to one of those rows that is all purls all the way across. So I'm going to try to lay it out flat and then very gently frog back 4 rows. And then pick the stitches up with a needle. I will film this process so that you can all see the pain if it doesn't work out. But when I figured it out last night, I tried to fix it, and then I realized I couldn't. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to work on my coziest memory blanket, and I dropped a stitch somewhere in there. So I had to frog back the the mitered square I was working on. And then I'm like, fine, I'm going to work on socks. And then Ada laid on top of my ball of yarn. So apparently it was just a bad night for knitting. So I just gave up at that point and read my book. But I want to keep going because I want to get closer to finishing that blanket if I can. I don't know if I can or not. Okay. So today's from Jessica is Leo and Roxy Yarn Co. And this is called Jack in the Green. Ooh. Never heard of that yarn company. Maybe it's Canadian. It's a very pretty, reminds me of lime sherbet. It's that color. And sorry, Ada. I'm sorry I'm in your way. Would you like to go by? There's a very specific way she has to navigate the rooms. And if she can't, she'll just like stop and be trapped. Like she can't possibly move a different way through the house. There you go. Come on. Oh, my couch looks so nice. It doesn't have fur all over it. You better remedy that quickly. Okay. I don't know why there's a random sock. I got out one of my Christmas bags to put my sock in. So I should actually do that. But I feel like I already had it in a bag. Pretty sure I did. Now I'm wondering where that bag is because it has my heel yarn in it, and I'm going to need it again very soon for the toe. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out. Okay. Anyway, all right. This one is called Wolf's Bane Tea. It's maybe something brown. Like, brown would be really weird for Hannah. She likes bright colors. It's like a magenta purple, sort of. The lighting is terrible today because it is very rainy and dark. So that's the other reason I want to frog the blanket now, because I still have reasonable light, or as good of light as I'm going to get. And if for whatever reason we lose power, I will not be able to do it. Okay, then the candle, I did not open yesterday's, I don't think. Or maybe I left this one in here because it's pine, which is gross. I'll add that to the, whew, yeah, I smell it just, ugh. Okay, I'll add that to the bag. I've like sealed them up so that the pine can't get to me. Yeah, just that little whiff was gross. Okay. No, that one's nice. Okay. Festive cranberry was yesterday's. Because I did not open this one yesterday. And then the 19th. So far we have 4 gross candles out of. Okay, this is Starry Night. Oh, that one's nice too. I couldn't say what it is, but it's a nice smell. Kind of lemony, maybe. There's definitely a citrus note to it. Yeah, it's kind of a soft, citrusy smell. Does it say on the back what they are? It does. Okay. Let's see. So, Starry Night. Gourmand, lemon, and vanilla. Yes. Gourmand, lemon, and vanilla. So I was right. A little bit of a citrusy note, and the vanilla is the other thing. Yep. It's very nice. So it's like a lemon vanilla smell. Yep. Look at my nose doing what it's doing. Festive cranberry is pink apple, cranberry, and black currant, which was the other one. And sparkling gumdrops, which was the last one before the disgusting one, ambered pine. Why are these not in alphabetical order? Ugh. Is cassis, musk, and peony. And that one's also very nice. So I have to decide which one I want to burn today. Yesterday I did the candy cane one from Trader Joe's, and I meant to blow it out and I forgot. So Josh blew it out when it was bedtime and it burned all the way down, so that's fine. It's just a little candle tin. Yeah, it's just nice to enjoy. But today is going to be a good day for candles because it is so dark. Maybe I will do one of my Hot Brook Lane candles. That might be fun. I also put all of my candles last year, I put them in a box. And I do not know where that box is. I cannot find it. I feel like I put it away somewhere, you know, because I was like, God, these candles are everywhere. I'm going to put them in one box and have them together, and I'm going to put them away. And then when winter time / fall comes, that's when I use candles more because it's dark. It's kind of pointless to burn a candle in the summer because you don't get the nice light from it, which is part of the joy of a candle. Yeah, and I don't know where they are. I need to clean my office though. And I think I'm either going to do that later today or tomorrow because it's going to be pretty intense to clean it. It's just got a lot of stuff shoved in there from different people, different times of cleaning the house. I really need to go through my filing cabinet and, you know, shred a bunch of things. I need to look at like taxes. If I have anything that's in there older than 10 years, I need to shred that. My patterns that I've cut out, what I usually do is I put them in a baggie with the instructions and the pattern envelope, and because I use Swedish tracing paper. But, you know, the pattern never folds back well enough to go into the envelope. So usually I've got like what we used to call the guts of the pattern envelope, the instructions, and my Swedish tracing papered Frankenpieced sizing for whatever pattern that I have. So I need to go through those. Probably take some out because I have some from pajamas when the kids were younger, and they're not going to be able to fit into those sizings anymore. So there's no reason to keep those traced things. Because if I were to make them for someone else, I would go back and trace the size that they would actually use. Sorry, I have a broken nail, so I'm going to cut that off. It's just the edge that's broken. So I think what I need to do is I need to make a list, because I'm getting a lot of stuff that I want to do, that I'm thinking about, and what will end up happening is I won't do anything and I will just sit and knit, or I will do kind of normal chores. So I'll do folding laundry and dishes and stuff, and these are kind of more abnormal things that I wouldn't do all the time. But I'm hoping with cleaning my office, I suspect I put that box of candles up on top of my bookcase, but I have to have the step ladder to get up that high. And that particular step ladder is the one that's out in the greenhouse. So maybe I will message Josh and ask him to bring that back in with him when he comes home from dropping off Joshua, because he just left to drop Joshua off at school. So I can ask him on his way into the house if he can grab that step ladder and bring it in. Because then I can use that to get up to the top and kind of rearrange things. Because I'm also thinking that I'm going to leave the cart out of here. So I kind of like that it's not here. And really, I only used the top part of it anyway, because I couldn't access the drawers. Or sorry, the other layers. Because of the couch. The arm of the couch. So it was kind of pointless to have a 3-tiered cart that I could never get to the other 2 tiers. And what ended up happening is that Megs used them for junk, like hiding dishes and stuff. And I hate that. But in my office, it is now a fully functional 3-tier cart. So I'm going to kind of rethink how I'm going to use that. And I think I will bring down some of my ARC planner stuff, because I have that all up on top of the bookshelf, and it's not really accessible for me. I have to stand on my tippy tiptoes and like pull this basket down. So I prefer to have it where it's easier for me to grab a couple pages and throw them into my planner, because that's the planner I use kind of for everything. Mostly for my work stuff, but I have work stuff. I have a cash flow statement that I do every month for us, for the household. And I have a knitting section in there as well. So it kind of comprises everything. That knitting is more like jotting things down. So like if I have ideas or if I finish stuff or whatever, but it's not really like a knitting journal per se. It's more like kind of knitting task lists. Yeah. Cool. I finished the Court of Claws, like claws, not claws. Court of Claws. Last night. It's very good. It is a series that began with Queen of Roses, and it is a Morgan Le Fay retelling. Yeah, it's excellent. I'm really enjoying it. So I think there's 2 more books in the series. Yeah, I'm not sure where I'm going to get to this year on amount of books I read. I'm kind of thinking somewhere around 180 is probably where I'm going to end up at, maybe less. Because I think I'm about to 170. But I am off the week of Christmas. So depending on how much I read that week, quite possible that I could get through 10 books. We shall see. But after this series, I think I'm going to need something kind of lighthearted and fluffy to read for a little bit, because it's pretty intense and it's a very like epic story. And usually after I read a pretty epic story, I just need like a one-off, just rom-com kind of thing that isn't super long. So that's probably what I'm going to transition over to. This rain is very soothing. It's nice. I wish it was snow. Sucks that it's not snow. Anyway, all right. I'm babbling now. I got stuff to do. I got lists to make. All right. I've got the needles out. So where the issue is right in here. There is a part where you can see it here. There's a double knitted stitch rather than there's like a purl, then kind of a knit, then a purl. So, but it's messed up all throughout this part, and I do not know how to fix it. So I'm gonna just gently, ever so gently, pull this back till this new mini is gone. And then maybe do 2 more rows back into the purpley blue. And then we'll see if we can put it back on the needles. Ideally, I'm trying to get to where I would have had an all purl row, because like I said, the wrong side row is an all knit. Okay. They're all back on the needles. They're all back on. Oh my God. Okay. Now I'm going to knit across this row and see how things look. Okay. Whew. Got my blanket all back on track. I feel much better after doing that. Yeah, so the power has flickered a few times already. It is windy, but, you know, it's stormy, whatever. But, I don't know if we're going to lose power, so I'm going to do the ganache for Meg's cake now. I was going to wait and do it later because I think it's better when it's kind of fresh. But I don't want to not have it at all, so I figured better to get it done than not get it done. So I have to get out my double boiler. I think this is the pan it fits on. Yes, it is. Okay. And then I've got to melt chocolate chips and cream into this double boiler. So we are going to do that now. And then I will drizzle it on the cake and put some little mini chocolate chips on the top, and then that will be all set because I made it last night. And then yeah, my bras, I finished washing them, so I need to rinse them out and put them on the drying rack. Oh my God, I got something in my eye. Probably all the fur that was flying when I was ripping back that blanket. Ooh. Yeah. And then Josh brought in the ladder, so I will get up to the second, oh, sorry, not the second shelf, the top of my bookshelf that he built for me. And go through some of that stuff that's up there. Because again, that's better if I have light. Although I don't have an overhead light in my office. It's a very annoying thing about that room is it doesn't have any overhead lighting built in. I think it was added on later, that room. Because the same thing is true of my craft room. If past the hallway, there's no overhead lighting. It all has to be lamps. Someday I would like to pay for someone to come put the track lighting in, or recessed lighting in the rest of the house, but that is not happening right now. So anyway, yeah, I hear branches and stuff outside. It is madness out there. So let's make some ganache. Okay, so we've got about 6 ounces of chocolate chips in here. and 6 tablespoons of heavy cream. And we're just going to keep it moving around. We can see our chocolate chips are already starting to melt. Good, because the wind is picking up. Let's just get this done, guys. Hopefully I'll be able to make some food too before we lose power, maybe. Hope we don't lose power, but chances are we probably will. And I have to get down the sleeping bags and stuff to be warm. It's okay right now. Big thing would be the baby chicks. I don't know what we do about them. Probably we could run a space heater in their light with the generator, I bet. Going real slow. I hear it boiling though. It's definitely boiling. Oh, we're starting to get glossy. There we go. It's weird. It looks all gooey and then it starts to come together and it starts to look better. Nice. Get nice and pretty. Now, whoa! More on the steamy side. Alright, good. Got it. There we go. Got ourselves a ganache. Let's get this cakey on its way. Boom. Hubble is going completely nuts. He is protecting us from all the falling branches, of which there are many. Just running between windows, screaming at the outside. We all feel very safe, Hubble. Very safe. Josh is on his way home, so hopefully he will remember to check the mail when he comes in, so I don't have to walk out to the mailbox in this, but if I do, whatever. We'll do our best. Oh man. You can hear it. It's making the door seals pop. Blowing so hard. Whoa, buddy! Oh, goodness. I can't even see out these windows. It's raining so hard. Okay. Yay, I was right. I also have chocolate on my mouth. They were, in fact, on top of my bookshelf. So I knew I had a full one of this. This is like my favorite scent from Hop Brook Lane candles. It's called Frost My Christmas Cookie, Sexy Bakers, and Sugary Sweetness. It smells so nice. It is really good. It does smell like sugar cookies, and I love it. So I only burned a very, very small amount last year. So I have a whole one of that, and then I also got down a standard Yamuk candle from IKEA, because it doesn't really have much of a scent, but it will be good for lights if the lights go out, because you don't want to have a bunch of different scented candles going when the power goes out. That is just a recipe for disaster. Oh my goodness. Our runoff creek is going wild. Here, let me take a video of that. Yeah, see, it was completely dry. It's also very clogged up with leaves right now, unfortunately. So you can see especially right there where it's like twisting around. That's because there's so many leaves. I'm worried that's gonna back up into the yard, but so far it seems like it's okay. It's not flooding. So as long as it gets stuff off the highway, because it basically, or sorry, the road, it runs down from the road up there, and that's where all the runoff goes, is down here, and then it goes into the creek. Oh my God. This is wild. So strong, these winds. Oh, here come all the limbs. Time for all the loose limbs to come down. Boy. Okay, just don't take out the trees. Okay. The other thing I'm worried about is the ash tree, the dead ash tree. One of them fell down 1 year, and some little baby is getting his ears cleaned. Okay, so I finished vacuuming the floor, which is nice. So it looks good now. I try to do it at least once a week just because we have so much dog fur. So much fur. They're worth it though, but boy, so much fur. Let's see, I'm working on the light purple square in my Coziest Memories blanket, and got my bras hung up to dry. I had a sort of breakfasty bagel for lunch. I did like a vegetarian breakfast sausage patty, an egg, and some vegan cream cheese spread. It has like chives and garlic and stuff in it, so that was tasty. My nose is itchy now because I've been doing dog hair and stuff. So I'm trying to go around the house and empty all the trash cans and put all of them into the trash so I can take that out. So I'm consolidating all the different trash. I need to take the trash can back up to the upstairs bathroom and put that under the sink. So just a bit of a house tidy today. It needed. I don't always get time to do that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's kind of really nobody's job, but ends up being mine. Anyway, we're all good now. Things are in much better shape. I just have some laundry I need to fold. Mostly my stuff and then some bedding. So I was thinking maybe later I would put Die Hard, on the TV downstairs and watch that while I'm folding clothes down there. But we have not lost power, which is surprising. It flickered a lot. But the wind is dying down. There was a very large branch that came down up against the chicken coop. Shockingly did not destroy the electric fence or hurt the chickens at all, but it freaked Hubble out really badly, so he was barking and screaming at every window. Very upset. I realized did I say I didn't push publish on day 16? So I just did that. Yeah, and I need to put the footage from days 17 and 18 on my computer so I can edit those. And I just realized I don't have the cord that I need to do that with. So I'm going to take my cord. I also want to kind of go through my project bags and clean those out. For a little tidy of those, get the needles out, size them, put them away, put away any leftover yarn, or wind it up into minis, etc. So yeah, I don't know what project I'm going to work on while I'm editing. Good question. I had been working on my my scrapbutchery, but after the incident with having to rip it back, I'm afraid to do it while I'm distracted now. Even though it's pretty mindless, it's very repetitive, but yeah, I'm afraid to do it now. Yeah, also no idea where the heck I put my green mini, my sparkly green mini. I feel like maybe my bag with my scrapbutchery, because I think I took those socks to work also, and I shoved it in the little pocket. That was in my Plies and Hellhounds bag, which Ada is currently laying on. So I think maybe we're just going to let her do her thing, and we will work on those socks at a different time. However, first, this is what I should do. I should go print the Cabello pattern so I can cast on those mittens. Yeah, that is what I should do. What else do I have here? Oh, wait. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do now. I almost have a Musselburgh hat done. I just need to do the decreases on the crown. And I had lost track of my, my pattern. So I need to do that. So that's what I'm going to do. I printed a new Musselburgh hat pattern specifically so I could finish that hat. So I'm going to do that because it's very close to being done. And then that'll be another thing off my list. And it is made with some yarn from Chromatic Yarns Advent from 2 years ago. Maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, I think it's 3 years ago. Yeah, so I definitely want to get it done.